Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians Cast, episode 570. I'm your host, Matrix Lord 212, and this is going to be the New Who 10-year anniversary special, part one. We're going to focus on the episode Rose. And with me, this wonderful adventure is James. What's up, James?
What's up, Alonzi?
Alonzi. What's up, Connor Farley?
Hello.
All right. Before we get into the nitty-gritty on the Rose episode, Connor, what is the news you have for Doctor Who Series 9?
It's not so much news, but there's an interesting photo that was posted by Doctor Who Instagram. I will find the link now.
Okay.
Basically, it was a picture of Toby Whithouse.
Okay. So while he's getting that, how you been, James?
Oh, good.
All right.
Had to work last night, so that went my weekend.
I regenerated today, so took a little 10 years off. You know, I'm pretty good. There you go.
And no blue shirt.
It is blue shirt, actually.
What is it? Dark blue. Okay.
It's a darker. It's 50 shades darker blue. Yeah. With black stripes, actually. So, yeah, it is a blue shirt, man.
Yeah, mine's dark blue.
With little spiky hair, yeah.
Yeah. I got blue jeans on.
One of these days, as I said, I was about to do at that time in the laundromat to show my 50 shades of blue shirts. Here we go. Let's go back to Connor. Oh,
there it is. Check it out. I like it.
So it's a picture of Toby Whithouse in the TARDIS. Now, what is interesting is that no writer ever does this.
Oh, boy.
Ever.
So he's going to be the new showrunner.
Holy crap.
So
by Stephen Moffat. Yay.
So what the theory is you can see down here, pretty much is the theory is that what this could possibly be hinting towards is that Mr. Whithouse is going to be the next showrunner.
Toby Whithouse is possibly the showrunner for Doctor Who after Series 9?
After Moffat.
Oh, that's a possibility. Oh, my God.
Possibility.
Oh,
and it's
boy.
going to be a bloody good one if he is, because I do like Toby Whithouse's episodes.
What? Holy crap. Wow.
So, yeah, that's basically... It's just really interesting that they do something, because they've never done that with a writer before, ever. Apart from maybe Russell.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big news if it's true.
Yeah.
And if it is, we broke it first. So,
yep.
There you go. Remember that. Whovians Cast 570, March, what is it, 28th? 2015.
29th.
29th.
Oh, it is the 29th.
Yes, Saturday.
Okay. 29th. Toby Whithouse, possible new showrunner for Doctor Who. That would be crazy.
I wanted Neil Gaiman, but oh well.
Yeah, I know. Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy news there, Connor.
Yep.
All right, so now we are back to the Rose episode, okay? You wanted to go a little detail about New Who anniversary there, Connor? Some little facts here and there?
Obviously, this week it has been 10 years since new Doctor Who first aired with the episode Rose on the 26th of March 2005 at 7 o'clock. I even remember the time. That's just amazing. Yeah, and we've all been celebrating that. I'm sure that on Thursday we were all watching Doctor Who or wearing Doctor Who clothes or whatever.
Well, while I was watching Doctor Who on my phone, I was trapped in a 5.5-hour traffic jam that I couldn't do any podcasts, but some nonsense in New York. And then by the time I got home, everybody was like sleeping or whatever. It was too tired. It was like right before midnight. So I do apologize, guys, because the plan was to do many podcasts. So we're going to try to do as many as we can today for your viewing pleasure. as sleep and time allow. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's been basically this week we've been busy celebrating 10 years of new Doctor Who.
Yeah. I gotta say, I'm always like a little kid, and when Doctor Who was canceled, I kept getting the Doctor Who magazine. I kept, watching the episodes that I taped on VHS and, buying the VHS, and I just wouldn't give up on it. I was like, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. I even saved the newspaper article when it did come back in 1996. That's how crazy it was. And when I saw it, I'm like, well, this is not really Doctor Who.
Because he's not half human.
But then I'm like, but then, I mean, it little, and then I'm like, well, there's this TARDIS, but the TARDIS is way bigger. There's Sylvester McCoy, but the Master isn't, like, the Daleks don't, the Skaro was destroyed, so there it is. They don't have a galactic TV to advertise they're killing anybody. Master's not a snake slug creature. So it's like, it's kind of messing with my remembrance of the Daleks idea about Skaro being destroyed. But so I was like, all right, let's just get on with it. Let's get on with it. And then, we got through the episode. Then I'm like, well, I don't know if this would be a series. Because, and surely I wasn't the only one. They didn't pick it up.
Man, so plus it was like an American, British, conglomerate. It's supposed to be like a backdoor pilot to a new Doctor Who.
But
which failed.
Yeah. But getting flash forward to Rose, I remember, let's see, where was I? I remember being on my laptop and I clicked onto the site and it showed Christopher Eccleston, Billy Piper, and it was like all these articles. Christopher Eccleston is the Doctor, and Billy Piper is the companion. So I'm like, oh my God. And I haven't collected, the Doctor Who magazine now for, like, wasn't consistent because it is, like, very expensive magazine here. So I'm like, oh my God, is it going to be on the cover? So I ran and got, like, whatever I could find on the subject. So excited that they were doing it. And, of course, the big downfall was, I believe, we got to see it in America later than everyone else, like I think by 8 months or whatever. So I wound up, I think I saw it on, I think when it aired, I saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel, and then I tried to cheat and see it on YouTube or whatever it was. But actually there was no YouTube. On YouTube, when was YouTube created?
2005.
2005. Yeah, I don't think I didn't even have a YouTube account. I had a YouTube account in 2007, so I couldn't even see it. And I saw it like everybody else. I had to wait long. You guys saw it first, and then I think we had to wait like 8 months or whatever it was.
But it was worth the wait, though. It was worth the wait.
I was so happy when it came back. And seeing, when I first saw the episode, I'm like, they nailed it. This is it. The Autons, the companion, it's all new. It's all new to us. Even though I've seen the classic series, to everyone at the same time, it was new. Because you're like, what do you mean Gallifrey is destroyed? What do you mean there was a timer? What the hell was that? And it was like, holy crap. As much knowledge that I have of Doctor Who, I had as much knowledge as everybody else because at the same time, everybody was equal. We all didn't know what the hell was happening. We were like, Time War, what's that? Rose Tyler, oh my God. So it was exciting. It breathed life into it. I loved Rose Tyler. I loved that he was the last of his kind. Loved that. And the way he talked. This was the Doctor, man. This was it. This was him.
Exactly. And
they went about it a different way. They showed the companion. Then they showed the companion's mom. And the companion's boyfriend. I'm like, oh, this is new. They never did that before, like going into the back history of the companions. Pretty interesting stuff. I loved it. And I loved that when I first heard the music, I got so excited. Just like if I would see Star Wars, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and they play, bang, I'd be like, oh my god. So I absolutely, again, I'm like, Doctor Who is back in my life where it belongs.
Exactly.
Never should have left.
My favorite scene, though, when he first met Rose Tyler, I'm the doctor. Run for your life.
Well, like, first what he said was run.
Yeah.
And then it was like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So, Connor, go ahead.
Yeah, Rose was my first ever episode that I ever saw of Doctor Who, and it was very good. Because it obviously must have been good because it captured my attention and made me watch 116 episodes of New Who after that. So
Exactly.
it must have been pretty good amongst various classics. So yeah, the way it started was perfect. I actually think that this, for an introduction of Doctor Who back to a younger audience, this was actually the best it could have probably have been.
This 10 out of 10 for me, because if this wasn't a 10 out of 10, based on this episode, fans got into it.
It had a classic villain returning in the Autons, which are like one of the scariest, most greatest Doctor Who villains for me personally as well.
Yeah, better than a great intelligence.
All time. Yeah. Well, nesting consciousness, not
right.
Yeah. The whole idea of the Autons is pretty scary. And to have them in the first episode of the new series, of the brand new series of this, this new look for Doctor Who, this brand new era. It's
Love
like
the TARDIS too.
Love that. And that first scene we saw the TARDIS. It was just pretty much, I have nothing more to say than I think that, like, just having all the classic elements back with the Autons and, then having the TARDIS and, the Doctor being Christopher Eccleston, who I actually grew to love over the past few months because I didn't used to. I had a few problems with him, probably because we didn't.
And plus, he had that one series that only had one series of Doctor Who.
Yeah,
he made it miserable, though.
Yeah, and we didn't get used to his character development.
Fantastic.
I don't think so. Yeah, well, as you said, fantastic.
And plus, he introduced Captain Jack.
Well, that's.
We're gonna get onto that later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is just Rose.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rose is just like, it's a good introduction. Yeah, that's basically it.
Jack.
Because the Ninth Doctor just regenerated from the War Doctor, and plus he don't remember, but we'll go back in that later on.
Jack?
Yeah, Rose, I love this episode. I mean, this wasn't the first episode of Doctor Who I saw. I would say the first episode I remember was Boomtown later in the series, but I remember actually getting this from a guy behind the counter in a B&Q and watching it, and I just loved it. I mean, it's a definite 10 out of 10. This is a fantastic return to the new series. You have Eccleston as the Doctor, who I love as the Doctor. He's so underrated.
Right.
Fantastic. He's, I love that. I mean, I just think he's great as a Doctor, and you have Rose Tyler as, Billy Piper's Rose Tyler. She's great, and I love the Autons returning, of course, fantastic. First time we've seen them since Terror of the Autons. Yeah, and it's just a great episode. And for the start of the new series, when the producers of when the BBC saw this episode, they saw that when they saw Rose, they immediately commissioned a second series. It was that good.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because people been waiting for Who.
Yeah, exactly. And
people had Whoitis. People had Whoitis. They fixed the Who.
Well, let's let Jack finish first. Get you.
I mean, for the introduction episode of New Who, it's it's fantastic. It's a definite 10 out of 10. And Doctor Who had been gone for so long. The last episode, Survival, and then you had the '96 movie, and this was a fantastic return, not just for classic fans because they remember the old taunts and stuff, but for new fans as well. It was a great introduction. 10 out of 10.
Daniel?
Yeah, I liked Rose too. It was really great.
What was your
I
first
thought
episode?
it was a good. Okay, my first episode was the second the next Doctor. That was my first episode.
Okay, but when you saw Rose, though, this is strictly Rose, though. Did you like the episode of Rose when you went backwards?
I didn't really care for Rose, but I liked the episode.
Oh, you don't care for the character of Rose, but you like the episode.
I don't care. Yeah, I don't care about the character, but I like the episode.
Okay, what did you give it?
I would give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. All right. James?
Yeah, I liked
One
it.
second, I'll be back, all right? 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. I liked it because it reintroduced Doctor Who to the masses, and Christopher Eccleston did a good job at the Ninth Doctor, but I wish you could have done another series, but David Tennant took over, so
Yeah.
it was all good.
I do like that Rose stepped up to the plate to save the Doctor and had that little something that says, you're going to be the companion.
Exactly.
You know? And then when she said no, it was like, okay. And he's like, I'm getting her. And he's like, did I say he travels in time? You know, and then it's like, oh, absolutely. Goodbye, boyfriend. Goodbye, whatever.
Yeah, mom and boyfriend, yeah. But Mickey was like, what? You took off with some strange guy you just met, and I'm your boyfriend. I would have been mad.
She didn't even, that was how she broke up with him. It was like, she didn't even say it's over. She just like,
took off.
Goodbye, man. It was like, wow.
And when the next incarnation came, it was really over.
Yeah, I know. But let's stick with Rose. But
okay,
10 out of 10, fantastic.
Exactly.
Even the villains, the Autons, Nestine Consciousness.
Yep.
Fabulous way, to do that.
Exactly.
And it was just amazing. It was amazing. Nothing else I could say about how great it was. So, this is going to be it. Short and sweet, to the point. Anybody want to add anything before we go away? We're going to go into the next episode, another podcast. So,
I give it a 10 out of 10 as well.
Okay.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
All right, we'll be back with Whovians Cast 571. Take care. Bye for now.